Hi guys, hope you're enjoying your day. It is beautiful out, as you can see. Quite lovely day. Let's talk about self-reliance. This one is one of my absolute favorites. I just love this unit. It's really fun because it's all about you and who you are and why who you are is exactly enough and why it's also super fantastic and wonderful. But it's not in like the I stand in a mountain pose and feel the earth next to me. No, it's none of that. It's cool though. So this self-reliance is another essay, and I've only given you pieces of it because it's pretty long, okay? He talks about how you have to realize that envy is ignorance, imitation is suicide. If you imitate someone else, you kill who you are. Because copying someone, imitating them, not for the chance of improving yourself, but just to like be like them because you like them so much, it's killing who you are. I think it's kind of a cool statement because it's so much about the importance of you. Like why you matter, because you're not designed to be somebody else. You know, when you're not present, the world has a U-shaped hole that only you can fill. When you're not in our classroom, the classroom has a U-shaped hole that only you can fill because you are so vitally important to the world just as you are, okay? He says he must take himself for better or for worse as is his portion. Those are words from marriage vows. You should be so enamored with who you are. You should love yourself so much that you are marrying who you are. That doesn't mean you shouldn't go for self-improvement, because you should. You always want to improve yourself. You want to make things better. But embrace who you are. If you're a goofy person, be goofy. That's okay. If you're somebody who is serious, be serious. If you just, acknowledge who you are and accept that, because it is beautiful and it is important. He talks about how the power that resides within man is new in nature, and none but he knows that this is what he can do, nor does he know until he has tried. So when we're looking at this, it's talking about how you have the power to bring forth nature. You can grow things and feed yourself. You can push yourself into new levels, but you will not know how far you can go until you try. Because, well, that's true all the time. We know that. We know that just sitting around all day and be like, oh, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what I can do. I can't do that unless you try it. You don't know. And I think you guys can all attest to the fact that if you push yourself, if you really try and you're proud of what you're doing and you put your full effort in, it's incredible the things you can accomplish. It's amazing. And that's something that should be celebrated. He says, that, sorry, I'm trying to find my place here. God will not have his work made manifest by cowards. Ooh, that's a powerful statement. That's really powerful. You cannot do God's work. You cannot do important work in this planet that matters if you're a coward. The world won't use you if you're a coward. God won't use you if you're a coward. You have to embrace that. Don't be ashamed. Don't be fearful. Go for it. Embrace yourself, embrace the world, and really capture the essence of the planet. Get working. The work of the world, the work of God is to be done by brave and powerful people. And if you're not, you better start being one, right? That's really cool. And then he says, a man is relieved and gay when he has put his heart in his work and done his best. What he has said or done otherwise shall give him no peace. It is a deliverance that does not deliver. If you put your full effort into something, you really try your best, you're usually proud of yourself. And pardon the expression here, guys, but if you half-ass something, you're not proud of that work. You're not like, oh, look what I did. No, you're like, wow, that was something crap I just turned in that didn't matter. If you put your full effort into something and you try and you really give it something, you give it your best effort, that's something to be proud of. You can't be proud of yourself if you're not giving effort. You can't be proud of yourself if you're not trying, because that doesn't bring you joy. It doesn't enlighten you, doesn't make you feel fulfilled. Trying your best, doing your best, it fulfills you. I think that's really cool too. That's something that's really important that Emerson talks about, is that who you are and living your life to the fullest that you can. Sorry, there's bees and there's birds everywhere in my backyard, so I'm just watching a lot of things flying around me right now. But if you do your absolute best and you push yourself to learning more things about yourself and you can put your full effort into something and be proud of it, there is no greater feeling and there's no better way to impact the world. Just trust yourself. Every heart vibrates to that iron string, okay? Great men have always done so, and confided themselves childlike to the genius of their age, betraying the perception the eternal was stirring at their heart, working through their hands, predominating in their being. He's saying that if you trust your instincts, trust what your body tells you, trust what your brain tells you, and go with what you need to go with. He's not saying make poor choices because like YOLO. He's saying that you have the unique ability to look at the world, take your perspective, because no one else has your perspective, just you. You are the only person alive that has a perspective that you have. And take it and apply it to the world, because you have a true heart. You know what's in here. You know what makes you tick. You know what makes you work hard. You know it's important to you. And if you don't take that and run with it, the world is missing something, because no one had the exact life experiences that you have. No one. He talks about one of my favorite parts. Whoso would be a man must be a nonconformist. He who would gather immortal palms must not be hindered by the name of goodness, but explore it if it be goodness. Nothing is at last sacred but the integrity of our own mind. Absolve you to yourself, and you shall have the suffrage of the world. Okay, what he's saying is, it says to be a man. That means like to be an adult. If you want to be considered an adult, you should be a nonconformist, meaning you don't need to just try to match other people. You need to do what's important to you, what matters to you, and what makes you happy. Fight for yourself. And if you do that, that's what adults do. Children try to be like other people. Adults embrace who they are, and they fight for who they are, and they fight for the world that they want to live in. He says that if you want to have your name like out there for the world to see, you want to become famous, you want to have your name in great, you don't act like other people, because there's already one of those. You have to maintain your unique individuality. And don't just, if someone tells you this is a good idea, don't just trust them, try it. That's a bad idea. Okay, like maybe you can rely on their experience, but like listen to what your heart tells you. You can't know something is good or bad for you unless you do it for yourself. This is not saying go drink and do drugs. We know it's bad for you. There's science involved, and anyone who's smart knows there's bad for you, okay? But if you absolve you to yourself, if you commit to being who you are and you live out who you are and you embrace it and you're not ashamed of it, you will have the suffrage of the world. The whole world will be voting for you, rooting for you, proud to have you grace the planet. Because someone who can embrace who they are and accept and love that, it's a pretty beautiful thing. If you have friends or you yourself or people that you know who are unapologetically themselves, but like in a good way, in a way that they're not going to try to be like other people, they're like, that's not really for me. And they live their life like that, it's really cool. And they have this great confidence that other people want to be a part of. You are so attractive to other people when you are confident and you love who you are. And if you don't love who you are, baby, let me tell you right now, I think you should. Emerson thinks you should. The entire Transcendentalist movement thinks you should. Your friends think you should, because there's something in you that is unique to the world, and we need to see it. Let it shine. This is the coolest unit because it's not like crazy hippy dippy stuff, but it's so empowering. If you listen to the words he's telling you and you embrace that, it should make you feel good. And honestly, there's a time right now where people just need to feel good about who they are when you're stuck with just you and you alone all the time. It's now. It's now. Now is the time to feel good about who you are. It says that consistency is the hobgoblin of little minds. People who just like, I just want to be consistent. I just want to stay like, who never try, never push themselves, never get outside of their comfort zones. They are the focus of foolish little minds. Don't be a focus of little minds. Be a focus of great minds. He says basically that if you believe something, believe with all your heart. If you're proven wrong tomorrow, that's okay. Embrace that you were wrong and move forward. Everyone's wrong sometimes. He says, well, what if people don't understand you? What if you're misunderstood? He says, is it so bad then to be misunderstood? Pythagoras was misunderstood. Socrates and Jesus and Luther and Copernicus and Galileo and Newton and every pure and wise spirit that ever took flesh. To be great is to be misunderstood. People don't understand new things. People might not understand exactly why you're doing things. They might say, that's crazy, you're being ridiculous, I don't understand you. Fine. You don't have to conform to them. Great people are often misunderstood. Pythagorean theorem, you all use that in math, you've heard of him. He had a new idea, he was misunderstood. Socrates, a great philosopher, you've heard of him, he was misunderstood. Jesus, okay? Even if you don't subscribe to Christianity or believe that Jesus was a son of God, you can definitely acknowledge he was a huge historical figure. Huge. He's acknowledged in all different aspects of culture. We know he existed. That's a big name. Everyone knows who that is. Martin Luther, who changed the entire face of religion as far as Christianity went. He invented Protestantism, essentially. You know, the reason we have like escape from and domineering over a church that was essentially like Puritanism, we had that because of Martin Luther. He created that. He had weird ideas. He was different, and he was great. People didn't understand him, and he was great. Copernicus, Galileo, Newton, some really incredible scientists, all people you've heard of, that are amazing. Every pure and wise spirit that ever took flesh is misunderstood. If you do things a little differently because you feel like it's important, people aren't going to get you right away. That's okay. It happens to me all the time. So many times people tell me, why do you feel like you have to explain yourself to the kids? Why do you feel like you have to do this? Why do you feel like you have to do that? Other people already did it. Don't reinvent the wheel. That's not who I am. People don't have to get it. I can still be exactly who I am if no one in the whole other world understands me. It's okay. Because if I can embrace who I am and love myself for exactly how I was made to be, that's a beautiful thing. And I want you guys to do that too. Self-Reliance by Emerson has got such a heavy focus on being able to rely on yourself. It's literally called self-reliance. Having self-confidence. It's about your ego and why it's important and why you have to look at the world and think, what do I have? What's in me that will be good for the world? Because every one of you has something in you that will make the world a better place. But you shouldn't do it just to make the world a better place. You do it because what you have in you is so important. The world has to hear it. They have to see it. And if that doesn't make your day better, I don't know what will. Because you matter. You are important. And exactly who you are right now is exactly who you were meant to be. And if there's things about you that aren't great, that's okay. You can change them. Work on yourself. Shoot, you might buy the nicest house in the whole neighborhood, but if you never work on it, it's going to be a rundown piece of crap in 10 years. You have to work on yourself. You have to improve yourself. But your goal should always be to stay true to who you are, because who you are matters a lot. And if you want to change your mind, that's okay. Don't only do it because you want to, not because the world tells you to, because conforming to other people, that's for weak minds. Foolish little people is what he says. This is pretty awesome. I'm a big fan of his work because, like I said, it just touches your heart. It should make you feel good about who you are. Because Emerson thinks you're awesome. I think you're awesome. A lot of other people think you're awesome, even if you don't get to see them right now. But that's my little spiel about self-reliance. So what I would love for you to do is go on Haiku and answer the 2 paragraphs you're responding. If there was a part that spoke to you, if there was a line that you really liked, let me know. We'll talk about it. This is my favorite to talk about, and I hate that we can't do it together. Love you. I mean that. Have a great day.